Hey guys, it is Tristan with Nerdette's Newsstand, and I want to talk about some big news today when it comes to comics. Now, I want to be honest about it, and I also want to be fair, but this may end up being an angry rant depending on how far I get into it. So, Diamond's done for right now, and you can try to spin it and say it is because of bad books. It is not. Right now, it is on temporary hold after this week because of the big bad bug. Now, do these companies have the cash reserves to do this? No, they don't. It could be an economic downfall when it comes to the comic book industry. So now the whole reason this is happening is not because of SJW comic books, it is because of the bug. But they don't have the reserves to keep going. That's the problem. When you make bad products for a really long time, I'm looking at you, Marvel, specifically, you're not going to have the cash reserves to weather something like this. And this isn't the first industry we've seen this happen in. Unfortunately, this is the one that affects me the most, but we've seen it in movies, in other retail, stuff like that. So, you know, it's really unfortunate. I was really hoping this day never came. But then again, I read digitally most of the time. I've said that. So it doesn't affect me like it does some of the other people. The collectors, especially, what it affects the most is shops. Of course, it affects, you know what bugs me the most, and I'm going to get right into the angry part, is when I hear people literally say they're excited for this. You're excited to see shops out of business, people out of work. Like, really? How petty is that? Get over the petty and vindictiveness and realize that this is a global pandemic we are dealing with. This is not the flu. You have no idea. You have not seen what I've seen. Quit calling it the flu. Now stop. And realize that this is going to affect long-term and short-term. So let's talk short term here. So when it comes to Diamond, obviously this is Marvel, DC, IDW. The only thing this really doesn't affect at this point right now is crowdfunding. And don't get me wrong, those will more than likely be affected. This is not going away overnight. But people need to realize, you know, there is home printing and stuff like that. I'm not getting into any of that. But right now we're going to talk about Diamond and what's going to happen from here on out. Now, I haven't actually heard anything officially from Marvel or DC, so I don't know if when I, release this, there may be something. I am hoping and assuming, I would say with pretty confident that this is not going to affect, digital versions of this. I use Cosmicology every single week, whether it is for Unlimited, and their Unlimited program right now is free for 60 days. Like, if you're affected by this and you want to read something, what is the harm in trying? It is fantastic. They have so many good titles. And I kind of pair that with DC Universe and Marvel's Unlimited. I know I probably spend way too much in comics, but even so, I pair them all together. It works really well. And for this time, it could work really well. Also help support the industry in even just the most minor way. But we gotta think of going forward here, right? Because this is going to be slow term. This is going to last for a while. We are not going to have these monthly periodicals for quite some time. And you know what? Even looking at Steve Geppe's thing here, it's his official wording. It's like a goodbye. It's like, I'm not even kidding you. It is like a goodbye. The last thing he's talking about, how much he loved the industry, but the safety is everyone's concern. Right now, most of the states, I want to say most, but a good portion of them are on stay-at-home orders. They are only having essential people out there. That could be, healthcare, food, stuff like that. This is how it's going to be. Nobody's in school. Like, at some point, you have to realize this is a lot bigger than comics. But specifically, since we're talking about that, I won't drill that home too much because I'm honestly pretty disappointed in this. Like, I am. But I'm going digital. And I think that's a lot of the way some people should go, simply because It's safer right now. You can continue to socially distance yourself. You can continue to still read your weekly stuff and still support the industry. I think it's the smartest. But what I have no patience for, besides the pettiness, if you're excited for the industry to die, that's pretty petty. I'm just saying. If you're, championing people losing their jobs, people losing their health care, their insurance, if you're championing that, I got questions. Anyways, what the most important thing, though, not most important, but when we're talking about this subject, is where we're going to go from here. Now, this is essentially the blockade Marvel and DC has maybe needed for a while to realize that we've lost our patience for this. We've literally lost our patience for a lot of what you're doing. And had you not done these things, you may have had that cash threshold in the bank to look at. We are sick of Kelly Sue DeConnick, telling us not to buy her books. We are sick of Gabby Rivera being hired, by Boom, rehired. We're sick of Zoe Quinn being able to kill Vertigo and then to be hired again for Donna Troy. Really, I could write a better book than that. Sick of seeing Andy Corey's name on stuff and then seeing Andy Corey on Twitter talking about how evil I am. I'm sick of it. I'm so sick of it. Not only that, but there's stuff like Tom King's Batman. People got sick of it. You went from 100,000 to what, 70,000? Those numbers are just off the top of my head, so I could be wrong, but even so, Mark Russell did a whole book of Harley Quinn mocking Comicsgate. And I'm not even part of Comicsgate. I agree with the original morals, but I'm just saying, when you make a whole book to mock consumers, tell me how much sense that makes. Not only that, but we saw Moon Knight. What was it? Max Premise? He mocked Doug Ernst. You are making books to mock your customers. Don't you realize this is the stop you need? You let people like Tess Fowler, shape your industry. You let people play Mean Girls on Twitter like Gail Simone, Heather Antos, play Mean Girls, and yet they still had jobs. If you are going to go forward from here, you made your customers look like villains. You made, Doug Ernst a literal Nazi in one of the books. So, if you're going to go forward from here, you need to take this opportunity. You need to take a long, hard look in the mirror and realize it's time to clean house. It is time to tell these people either shape up or ship out. You are done. You're on your last straw here. No more identity politics. No more hires based on sex. No more hires based on gender, ethnicity. You need to do merit-based hires that can absolutely write the stories that your consumers will buy. Don't write a story because it sends some political messaging, because nobody's going to buy it and you're going to be in this trouble all over again. You need to tell them, get off Twitter, get the black chains gone. You need to tell them to quit playing with this pettiness of poking fun, of trying to say that, we are not their customers, that Diamond's their customers. Kiss my ass. I am done. I have lost patience for all of this. I support people that I think deserve my support, and it's very few and far between anymore, and that's sad. I've scaled back on my pull because of stuff like this. So if you really, really, really want to weather this storm, you don't need to think about right now. You need to think about the future. And you need to get with people that care about your industry, that don't care about their own pocketbook, whether it's crowdfunding or something similar. You need to get with people that will actually help, that will actually write good stories. You need to just come to that realization, because Diamond is done for the foreseeable future. And you would have had no problem weathering this had you just been decent. Had you just treated your fans with respect. I've lost patience for it. So no, Diamond is not done because of SJW comic books. That's ridiculous. Could that end up being the foreseeable future? Yeah, absolutely. Because you won't listen. And I'll continue to buy my books. I'll continue to support who I want. And I'll continue to do all of that through cosmicology, because that's how I've done it for years. But you wanna actually weather this, take some real advice, take a real hard look in the mirror, and realize you are done if you don't do this correctly. Let me know what you guys think. I apologize, I got so angry. I'm just so sick of it. I've lost my patience for it. Shops, people are losing their jobs, people are losing their incomes, and nobody is listening, and then you got people pretending like it's a flu. Get fucking real. Anyways, let me know what you guys think, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Hey guys, I want to give a huge shout out to my Subscribe Star and Patreons. You guys literally make this channel possible. Black Knight Fool, Brucey, Chris C, Dave Ross, David L, Jeffrey Allen Carnes, Sanjuro, Jeremy Burtz, Joe Bustify, Kato Round, Magical Exotic Diamonds, Mighty Pauls, Mike Buckner, Robert, Steve Glasker, Timothy French, Ala's Matt Films, Alexander Trapp, Way Else One, and Troy Reiser. You guys are absolutely amazing, and I want to say thank you to each and every one of you. Don't forget to subscribe and like on the way out, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.